everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are a returning subscriber, I just want to say thank you, Chomi, for coming back. I really appreciate you. And if you are new to my channel, hello, hi, my name is Moahi, and I hope you love it here, and then you show me your love by clicking that red subscribe button down below and becoming a part of this family. Anyway guys, hello, hi. Hi guys, I'm sure you guys are pretty much like shook. Okay, does this mean like she's back or she's back-ish? Like, what's going on? Guys, all I can say is let us go with the flow. Okay, thank you. Let's go with the flow. Somebody actually said something so funny. Somebody said, and I'm trying to remember the name. Oh man, I forgot her name. She said, it's okay to me. You can keep saying I come back and you will keep welcoming you back. And I was just like, you see now that's a real one. That's a real one. Anyway guys, let me not blab too much. Today's video is basically like a life update slash get to know me, because I realized that how do I even put this? Yeah, I realized that, you know, like the first time when I did a get to know me tag, it was like when I first started my YouTube channel, which was like actually quite like a while ago, probably like a year, if not 2 years before I had Kumo. No, a year. Yeah, a year before I had Kumo. So that's like, you can imagine, that was like a long time ago. And obviously like my channel grew the most during like my pregnancy journey and obviously Kumo's birth. So I think a lot of my subbies are not necessarily intact or like with who I am and all of that stuff, except for me being Kumo's mama. Right? So yeah, I figured I'd do like a get to know me tag, like an update of it, as well as a life update, because some of also the DMs I've been getting, some people have been asking me like, girl, I see everything, like what do you do for a living and all of that. So yeah, so I figured, you know what, let me just do this video for my people, and basically this is it. So without wasting too much of your time, let's get into it. Cool. So there is basically like no set of questions for this. This is me basically giving you a free flow and an honest hello, hi. My name is Almu, a vibe. There are some questions that I'll take from like my Instagram DMs. I'm not gonna answer some of them because those are mostly related to like also the boyfriend tag that I've promised you guys. Guys, just an NB, my boyfriend and I don't live like very close to each other, and our lives are very busy. Like honestly, like our lives are very busy, so most of the time when we do get like, you know, to be around each other, we prefer to like just enjoy being with each other. But yeah, we have scheduled a time where we're gonna basically do the boyfriend tag for you guys. I'm not gonna say when it's gonna come out because I don't want to lie to you guys, but yes, it is definitely in the books. So please bear with us. I promise the wait is gonna be worthwhile. Okay. Cool. So first things first, you guys already know my name is Amogelang. Everybody though calls me Amo, and yes, I do not have an English name actually, so my names are actually a sentence, including my surname, that is. But basically, ke Amogelang Tato Yamudimu Moahi. And yeah, the Yamudimu is not in my birth certificate or anything like that, but the intention behind the name Tato after Amogelang was for them to say Amogelang Tato Yamudimu Moahi, basically, which means accept God's will, who's the builder. Get it? If you don't get it, forget about it. Yeah, so those are my names, and I am 30 years old. I'm actually on my way to being like 30 and a half. Give me 2 seconds, guys. So yeah, Yeah, I'm 30 years old. And then somebody asked me what I studied in varsity, because I don't know, I guess from the lens of my life, things seem to be going very well, and it seems like I've got my life in order. Seems like I've got my life in order, and apparently I'm doing so well for myself, and I'm doing so well for my daughter and all of that. So I just want to give like a little bit of a background into that. So for my undergraduate degree, I did a Bachelor of Economics at Rhodes University, right? And the main idea, or the big idea for me to do a Bachelor of Economics, is obviously because I thought I wanted to be an economist, right? I was very good in economics in high school, and yeah, that kind of influenced my decision making in terms of what I wanted to do in varsity. Like shame, and my poor mother was so invested in it. Like, she got me a mentor that worked for the Reserve Bank, guys. Like, I kid you not, she got me a mentor that works for the Reserve Bank. So sorry, so that they could give me an outlook into what to expect in terms of when I go into the work world and all of that. And yeah, I think by second year I already knew that I don't think I want to be an economist anymore. And if I remember correctly, my subjects in the first year, so I did economics with the focus was social sciences. If I remember correctly, at Rhodes they have, I think it was 4 different types of ecos, sort of like, I almost said packages, but sort of like structures, like academic structures. So they had a Bachelor of Economics, social sciences, and they had a Bachelor of Economics, I think it was agricultural sciences, if I remember correctly. And then they had a Bachelor of Economics, commercial, what. And then there was another one where it was like mostly just math, right? So I took social sciences because I know my strengths and my weaknesses, right? And that's how I basically managed to do subjects like sociology and industrial psychology within my first year as well. I took them both into second year. So second year I was doing economics, and I picked up management as a subject, which I actually enjoyed, and I absolutely regretted not doing it in first year, because I would have probably done my double major in economics and management. But okay, it is what it is, we move. So yeah, in my second year I did economics, and then management, and then industrial sociology and industrial psychology. So I didn't go mainstream sociology or mainstream psychology. And then in my third year I actually wanted to triple major, but then my dean advised me not to, right? So my dean advised me not to, because at Rhodes, when you do a Bachelor of Economics, you do more economics modules than a BCom economics student does, right? So I think, if I remember correctly, the BCom economics students used to do about four modules, or was it 2? I think it was 2 per semester. Yeah, I think it was 2 per semester. So they would choose between, like, they could do like international trade and econometrics, and then they could do essay, or like like that. Basically, they could do the 2. But then for me, because I was doing a Bachelor of Economics, I had to do 3 modules per semester. So my dean was like, girl, I'm gonna need you to take a step back. I'm not saying you're incapable, but I'm thinking about your mental health, and I think you want to graduate at the end of the year. And I was like, yeah, of course I want to graduate, right? So yeah, so I ended up just doing industrial psychology and economics, which I have no regrets about. But then I do feel like, yeah, I would have loved to do industrial sociology third year as well, because I actually really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, so at the end of it all, I basically graduated with a Bachelor of Economics, with my second major being industrial psychology. And then into my honors year, I chose to do my honors in industrial psychology because, like I had mentioned, I already knew in second year that I was not going to become an economist anymore, and that I was not interested in doing economics at that level. So yeah, I went forth with industrial psychology, and I actually went to UJ for that. Get what I mean? Cool. So yeah, I did my honors at UJ in industrial psychology, and post that my work career basically started in HR. And guys, like it was not like a walk in the park, if I should put it that way. I mean, this is South Africa after all. We all struggle to get jobs. Well, some people are lucky enough to get jobs quick, but most of us are struggling, right? Or rather struggled to get a job. So as a result, I actually ended up doing a lot of internships in my early career. So I did my first internship while I was doing my honors. So I was studying and working at the same time. And then after that, I did another internship, and that was also in HR. And then eventually I did a graduate program, which for me, it's just like an internship, but just a longer period. So I did a graduate program, which was for 2 years. So internships are usually like a year contract, and then a graduate program is usually like 2 years. But I ended up doing like, I think 18 months, if I'm not mistaken, for my graduate program. So yeah, I ended up doing a graduate program in HR. And then how I ended up in marketing is that when I actually applied for my job in Cape Town, I actually applied for another graduate program, which was, theirs was meant to be a year long. But I applied for a graduate program in HR, and then during assessment, so like the final stages of the recruitment process with this particular company, during the final stages, assessments and all of that, there was everyone. So they were recruiting for law graduates, they were recruiting for HR graduates, marketing graduates, and I think for marketing they were looking for 6, if I remember correctly, and then HR, law, they were looking for 1 each, and then finance 1. So in total, I think we were meant to be 9. I honestly don't remember. But interviewed for HR, but then while you are doing your assessments, the assessments are not department focused. They were like generic assessments. So everything that the law guys were doing, we were also doing, and vice versa. So I ended up presenting basically to the marketing team and all of that. And after that whole process, the marketing team apparently told HR that they actually want me for marketing, and that they must actually speak to me and call me and find out if I would be interested in going the marketing route. And HR was like, but it's totally up to you. We are still considering you for HR if you want, and so forth. And they were like, go away, think about your life, and let us know what it is exactly that you want to do. So I went and I thought about it, and I kind of got excited about it. So naturally, I'm a creative. I am into social media stuff and all of that. So it was quite interesting. Sorry, I think my aunt is disturbing me. So I did all of that. And then that's how I basically ended up in marketing. So that same company that's where I started rather my marketing career, I ended up being with them for 4 years, and I pursued roles in consumer insights and marketing while I was there. And then now basically where I am, I'm a brand manager. And it's fun. It's fun, but if I'm to be honest, I think from a long-term perspective, I want to do my master's in industrial psychology. Like, now that I have immersed myself in all of how can I put this? Now that I have immersed myself in like the working world, and I've started seeing what is it exactly I like, what I don't like, what career I'd basically like to retire in, and so forth. And for me, it's pretty much as clear as daylight that it's industrial psychology, mainly because I do want to consult, and I did actually enjoy being in the HR space, but I think I wanted to be at a much more like doing assessments and all of that on employees and everything type of level. and the only way I can do that on a consulting basis is if I am a registered industrial psychologist, and I need my master's for that. So yes, I have intentions of going back to school, hopefully next year. Need to put my coins together carefully, and yeah, I'll go do my master's in industrial psychology and become a registered industrial psychologist. And that's on period. So yeah, that's basically how my career has been, guys. Like I said, it wasn't easy. I mean, I did how many internships slash graduate programs? I did 2 internships and 2 graduate programs for me to finally become a permanent employee in a company. So yeah, that is pretty wild, but zero regrets. Like I said, appreciated it, appreciated the journey. It humbled me. I think it humbled me, but it was all worth it, especially because with every role the money was just kopuking and kopuking and kopuking. So yeah, zero regrets whatsoever. And yeah, so that was it with my career. Another question I've been asked is from a, like I said, this is a get to know me slash life update. So if it seems messy, I'm sorry guys, but I did say we're just gonna flow with it. So another question I was asked is, when it comes to my daughter, and like maintenance and all of that, where are we with the journey? So basically we are at a full stop. We are at a full stop. So you guys know that last year I went MIA. I was dealing with a lot, guys, to be honest. I was dealing with a lot, and in that whole process, I think it got a bit draining for me, if I'm being honest. And I know some of you all might come for me and say, you wanted to fight for your daughter, you wanted to da. I know, but at the end of the day, I also needed to look out for me, right? So what had happened was, so post, I think the last thing I communicated with you guys is that we were there swearing each other. Hey, he is suing me. Hey, what, hey. So the suing business didn't get anywhere, like obviously. So yeah, the suing business didn't get anywhere, sharp. And then the next time we were meant to meet in court, he didn't pitch. And he said he had forgotten, he mixed up the dates and whatever. Cool. And they had said, okay, cool, hold on. And yeah, there was a bit of a mix up, a very confusing mix up, because when I was there, number one, I got there late because that day I was very skeptical about going. So I got there late. I had to apologize like a million times as to why I was there late. Sharp. But yeah, the point is I showed up. I got there late and they were like, okay, so where's the guy? And I was like, well, I guess he's not here. And they were like, okay, cool. And they were like, Konjo, what's your case? They got the file. And then when they got the file, the site which I was in, which was maintenance, I don't know, was talking to a lady or somebody that was from the children's court. And the lady at the children's court was like, no, man, this surname, this person, you know what I mean? This surname, this person, hi, man, ngati, you know? And I got a little confused, right? So the lady was like, no, man, let's go talk in the office. I'm like, cool. So we go in the office, and in the office, she says to me, did you open a case at the children's court? And I said, no, not yet, right? And she's like, hey, that's weird. I was like, why did he open a case, right? And then they were just like, yeah, it seems like it. It's kind of confusing now. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I was like, one of two things could have happened here. One, because when he was busy swearing and whatever in the last meeting, which was when the results, the DNA results came out, when we were in that session and whatever, he said two contradictory things, right? The first one was he wanted to know the process to follow if he wanted to know the process to follow if he wanted to raise his daughter, right? Outside of me, basically. And then two, he was like, why don't you go ahead and, you know, go apply for full custody and all of that, right? And I was like, I don't mind going, but you can go too, basically, right? So I was like, it's one of two things, right? And what made me realize that he actually opted to basically give away his parental rights is because obviously he hasn't said a word to me till today. Nobody has come to me to say anything till today. So it's like a bit like, yeah, so I'm waiting for him to basically go ahead and finish his court case there by children's court and just give away his rights or whatever, and I get what I wanted in the first place. I get what I wanted in the first place. And the only reason, guys, why I'm basically kind of pushing for that particular agenda is because everything else that was nonsensical has been put to rest, right? You know you're the father. You are 1,000,000% no, you are the father, right? You can try say you were trapped, which is BS. You know, like he can try say whatever. He can try say whatever. All I know is that if it had to boil down to us fighting in court, Magniwe. That's all I know, right? So the smart or the, I don't know, cowardly thing to do or whatever would be to just give me the rights, basically. So that's kind of where it is. I'm sure they by the magistrate court, whatever, they just like, yeah, these ones, file is probably burnt or deleted. But yeah, more than anything, I just pray he never bothers us. And I kind of feel like he will never, and that basically gives me peace of mind. So I'm cool with that. And as long as, like, you know, I know that the fact that he's not on my daughter's birth certificate, it even makes life so much easier for me. Spanibani mirrors me, they can legally adopt Kumo, and we move on with life. Like, agna stress. I don't need to consult anyone. That's what I love. So yes, I'm happy with that. So yeah, guys, that's basically what happened. What is rather happening with the whole court case. Yeah, I don't think there was anything else that you guys really wanted to know. I think what I'm gonna do, because there's a video that I owe you guys as well on financial mistakes that I made in my 20s, and I feel like that's a very important video that I need to make. I will definitely do that for you guys within this year. I don't know when I'll do it, but I will do it. What else did you guys want to know, guys? What else did you guys want to know? Like, everything else, guys, is really like boyfriend tech stuff, because you guys were asking me things like, what did my man say when he found out about my daughter, that I have a daughter, if I have introduced my daughter to him, and all of those things. So those like you guys mentioned, I'm gonna need him to be here so that we can do that. But yeah, I actually didn't want this video to be like too long, so I think this is where I'm gonna leave it. If you guys feel that I did miss out on certain important things that you guys wanted to know, because the key ones really was you guys wanted to know about my career, my journey or whatever, and you guys wanted to know about the whole maintenance update, you know who I am. The only thing that's missing is for me to give you guys my home address and my ID number. My home address and my ID number. But yeah, because you guys didn't ask anything, I think this is where I'm gonna cut the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it did seem a little bit messy and that I was talking a lot, but I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. And until the next time, I guess, thank you. Bye, guys.